the format that plants can absorb and use it. Now let's look at animal waste and plant waste. So the plant waste would be like, for example, the leaf that comes from the plant. The animal waste would include the feces, the urine. So what they are saying is that in the soil there are some organisms that are called decomposers. For example, bacteria and fungi. So if you realize we have decomposers and we have one arrow coming from animal waste, and we have a next arrow coming from plant matter. So plant matter include, let's say for example, one branch, one dry leaf fall off a tree, one piece of a limb fall off a tree or dry, then those will be broken down by what are called decomposers. So you're not seeing the screen? Not see, not seeing the screen. Oh, Higgins. Alright, let me. You see it a while ago? You seeing it now? Higgins? Okay. Right, so the animal waste and the plant waste, you see the arrow coming from the animal waste and the plant waste pointing towards the box, they will see decomposers. So they are saying that bacteria and fungus or fungi, those are examples of decomposers. So what these will do is that the decomposers will break down the animal waste and the plant waste. First, it will convert them to ammonia. Then it is now going to convert it from ammonia to nitrites, and then convert it to nitrates. So in this format, as for nitrates, then plants can absorb it. And that is why you're seeing the line coming from nitrates going towards plant. So what this simply means is that the root of the plant now can absorb nitrogen in this format, which would be nitrates. So let's say if this plant is a peanut plant, then this peanut plant now can use that nitrates and make protein, because that is what the nitrogen is meant for in plants, to make protein. Down the last line here to the left, where you're seeing denitrifying bacteria, if you realize it come from nitrates and it go all the way to the reservoir of nitrogen in the atmosphere. So I just say denitrify now. What this means is that in the soil there are some type of bacteria that are known as denitrifying bacteria. What these bacteria does is that they convert the nitrates that plant need to nitrogen gas. So if you use a farmer and you plant peanut, you see that type of bacteria, you need to get rid of the bacteria. Because this bacteria, the nitrates that the peanut supposed to use, the bacteria literally convert the nitrates to nitrogen gas. And remember that from last week I would have been telling you that if plant take in nitrogen gas, it is of no use to them, so it does not make any sense. So this bacteria, they normally say that denitrify bacteria actually undo the good job that the nitrogen fixing bacteria would have. Remember that the nitrogen fixing bacteria is the one that convert nitrogen gas, or it helps to convert nitrogen gas to nitrates. So the denitrifying one now, it is actually doing the opposite. It is converting the nitrates back to nitrogen gas. So once you locate this type of bacteria as a farmer, then the best option is to try to get rid of them. And the only way that this can be discovered is by doing a soil test, which farmers don't really have no time to do that. Unlike places like America and them places, then do these whole heap of soil tests. So in terms of the nitrogen cycle, that basically cover it. I'm gonna bring up back the PowerPoint that have the note with it. Right, and so so the PowerPoint I would have sent the PowerPoint in the group. Right, so what they are saying, so denitrifying bacteria, this type of bacteria, undo the work done by the other bacteria by converting nitrates, I should say, back to nitrogen gas, and that will go to the atmosphere. Right, and once this is done, then basically the plants, let's say for example it is a peanut plant, then that peanut plant will be a rub of the valuable nitrates that it need for survival. Right, in terms of the notes, you write the notes already, because only 4 slides it have to do in terms of notes for the nitrogen cycle. Just these 4 slides. You have the notes for them. No, no, I'm asking if you already write the notes for this, for the nitrogen cycle. Just 4 slides. So you write the notes already. And that here in Higgins. Okay, okay. Alright, so because I finished with it now in terms of explanation, and so that's why I'm saying that you need to write the notes, which I send it in the WhatsApp group, you know. I send it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, okay. So you need to write it. You need to write it. What is going on with the rest of the class? Cause just 3 of you online, man. Oh, okay. Which slide you on? Cause that is the first slide, you know. So you write the first one already. So I can continue in terms of moving on to something else, and you'll write it in your own time, or you writing it now? Come Shakira, Higgins, and Palmer. What should I do? I can't. You want to write it? No, I'm asking if you're gonna write the notes now, or I can move on to an exam heading topic. Oh, okay, okay. Right, because I asked, it's Sunday, Google platform, and it's in WhatsApp. Because remember that is one session now, so I mean we can't use out one session right notes, and you can get it off the platforms. Alright, so we're moving on to immunity. So what is immunity? The body is resistant to a specific condition or disease. That is what is known as immunity. So let's say for example COVID that is going around now. We are not immune to COVID. Not immune meaning that our body cannot protect us from it. When you're immune to a disease, it means that your body can protect you from the disease. So there is a system in the human body that is responsible for protecting us against disease or diseases, and that system is known as the immune system. And it is known as the body's defense against infectious organisms and other invaders. So it is like the defensive system for the human body that protect us from disease causing organisms. So it defends people against germs and microorganisms every day. So microorganisms are, for example, bacteria, fungus, and virus. Those are what are called microorganisms. This system comes into action once pathogens gain entry into the body. So the word pathogen, we need to know what that means. And pathogens are normally organisms that cause disease. So anything that cause disease, we normally call them pathogen. The immune system is made up of a network of cells, tissues, and organs that work together to protect the body. So, like the white blood cells, the white blood cells are a part of your immune system. So, how the immune system work? Foreign substances that invade the body produces a chemical that is called antigen. Now the word foreign substance. Why they use the word foreign substance is that these are normally substances that normally in a normal situation it should not be in the human body. So that's why they call it foreign substances. Just like when you say I got foreign. If you got US, you say I got foreign. And the reason why you say foreign is because, I mean, you're not a citizen of US. So you say I got foreign because. Right. So, so foreign substances, that simply mean that these substances they wouldn't have been part of the human body. So once them come inside the body, then we normally say that they invade in the human body. So let's say for example you have a virus that come in the human body or a fungus or a bacteria, then it will produce a chemical that is called antigen. So this is what make you sick. So let's say for example you have the flu. The virus that causes flu is called influenza. When when the influenza gets into the human body, it is not the entire influenza that causes you to sick. It is just the chemical that it produces. Which is called antigen. So the antigen that it produces is what will cause you to get sick. So when an antigen is detected, so this simply means that it is your immune system that will detect this antigen. Several types of cells will now work together and trigger the human body to produce one next chemical that actually start with A, and it is known as antibodies. So your immune system produce antibodies to get rid of the antigen. So persons need to know the difference. Repeat. Go back. Go back to the screen. That one. Okay. Right. So as for the two A's, antigens and bodies, we need to know their differences. So antigen is what disease causing organism will release. So let's say for example your body is invaded by a bacterium and that bacterium cause you to sick. It is not the entire bacterium that will make you sick. It is the chemical that the bacterium produce, which is what we'll call antigen. Now when this antigen is released inside of your body, which is what will make you sick, your immune system gonna respond to the antigen and try to get rid of it. So in trying to get rid of it, the immune system will now produce what is called antibodies. So the antibodies now will destroy the antigen. I can move on, Palmer. Shift. Okay, okay. Now every antigen that is produced in the human body require a different antibody. So what that mean, if you're having diarrhea or gastroenteritis, which is as a result of a bacterium, the antibody that the human body will produce to get rid of that antigen is completely different from the antibody that the human body will produce to get rid of the flu that you have. So every disease that your body have, the immune system have a different antibody to treat them. So it's not like the immune system produce or release one type of antibodies and that will actually get rid of all disease that you will be infected. No, every disease that the human body encounter, your immune system have a different antibody to get rid of that particular disease. So let's say for example the coronavirus now. The reason why we have to take medication and the vaccine is simply because your body, your immune system cannot produce an antibody to actually get rid of it. So the fact that they will actually give us the vaccine now, the vaccine now will stimulate our body now or stimulate our immune system to now produce antibody. So naturally, our body cannot. Like, let's say for example, you have the flu virus, your body naturally can produce antibody to get rid of it, but not the corona virus. So that's why we are being vaccinated against it. So when we are vaccinated, then what is in the vaccine will now stimulate our immune system to now build antibodies to destroy the coronavirus. So and that's what the first point is saying, where it is saying that antibodies are specialized protein that lock onto specific antigen. What that means is that the antigen that cause corona require a different antibody that cause flu or diarrhea, for example. So antibodies and antigens fit together like a key and a lock. So just like how you realize that if you have different locks at your house or at your home, then all of them require the individual key. So it is the same thing with antibody and antigen. So the antigen that causes the disease, it requires a different antibody. So that's why they say it works just like a lock and key. Alright, so as for the notes for immunity, I'm gonna share it in the WhatsApp because I wouldn't have shared it. I'm gonna share it in the WhatsApp for you.